Hello there, I'm Lisa and today I am scrapbooking for Cocoa Daisy. I've had this idea in mind and I'm not quite sure if it's going to work, but I thought I would give it a go on video and see how it goes. My thing today is all about scrapbooking with large prints. You know, when you've got like papers and they've got quite big designs on. You have some which are easier to use, which are really small, and then you've got the big chunky ones. Now, when I initially opened the kit, it was this paper here that really stood out to me, and I put it to one side in that I didn't think I could work with it. So I like to set myself a little challenge, and rather than just think, no, I can't use it, I've decided to really go for it and see what I can do with it. However, when I opened up my box this morning of my Cocoa Daisy leftovers, this is all I've got left. I forgot that I'd actually used the other side, but I still want to try the idea. I have a couple of other pieces here with large designs, so I thought I'd just mention these as well. As you can see, I've kind of cut bits out already. These ones are easier because they're titles, or you can use them as titles and to enhance your journaling, so that's much easier. And this one here, this one's got frames, so again, this is much easier to use. You can either journal, you can add your photographs, you can add embellishments, or even cut out and use for your photos. I think I might use that one on this layout here. So I've got this idea in my head, and you know what it's like, it doesn't always go to plan, but I'm going to see if it works. My idea being, I want to cut this out and actually use it for stamping and stenciling, and then use the leaf as well. Sorry about that, the washing machine's in the kitchen next to me and it's just gone off. So I am going to start by just roughly, I'm not going to try and do this perfectly, but I'm just going to go through and start cutting it out the best I can do. I've decided to give the scissors a miss. It's taking me forever and it's so fiddly. So instead I've got out the cutting mat and the craft knife, and I am using this instead, and it's so much quicker. So I am just going to continue rather patiently cutting out these leaves. So after lots of patient work, the leaf is cut out. I probably will end up using this leaf, but my main purpose, I want to use it as a stencil. So I think I'm going to start off, I've got 3 different types of green. I've got a Prima ink pad here, rock moss. I've also got a pan pastel here, a nice green one. I love this one. Bright yellow green, that one's called. And I've also got one of my old lime metallic Maya mists here as well. So I am going to start off, I think I'll do a little bit of work with the pastel here. Like I said, this is a bit of an experiment. I'm not quite sure how this is going to come out. The nice thing about using the pastels is that they do rub away, so if you aren't happy, you can use an eraser to get rid of them. Okay, and I might just do a little bit more at the top there. I'm going to use the mist now. Let's give that a bit of a tap. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I like that. And it's curling up. Just patting that down with a little bit of kitchen towel to dry it off a little bit, because of the moistness of the mist, it's curling up a little bit. So let's do that one again. And I'm just going to repeat that. I like how the colour's different there. That's really cool. I'm going to do a little bit more here as well. I'm going to have my title coming underneath. I'm really happy with that. You have to be careful when you push it away. You can actually see the marks there of the leaves. And let's do this one here as well. And then I'm going to leave it at that. I would say that's a success. I'm pleased with that. I'm not going to use the stamp actually. I'm quite happy with how that is. But I might just go back with the pastel and just add a little bit down the sides there. little bit of a frame going on there, haven't we? So I need to leave that to dry. In the meantime, while that's drying, I'm going to start cutting out. I'm going with the word friendship, so I'm going to cut that out while that's drying. Right, I have cut the letters out of, where is it? This piece here. Now I've cut them individually. I quite like the fact when you cut them individually you've got more freedom, so you can move them around. I've attached them to the piece of vellum. I was going to go with another piece of pattern paper, but I'm so happy with how that's stenciled, I've decided to go with the vellum, and then you can still see through it. And also, again, it just gives me a bit more movement. I wanted to pop the photos behind, so I am now just going to add some tape to the bottom there, and then I can stick this in place on top of the leaves like that. And then I've cut these 4 photographs out. They're 2.5 by 2.5 inches, and these are of the kids. They were taken on Holly's 17th birthday in Gourmet Burger Kitchen last summer, and I still haven't scrapbooked with them. So I'm going to pop them behind like this. I don't want them covered up too much by the title, and actually let's move that one like that. And the idea is I want to use the frame, which I've just cut from this one here. I've used my craft knife just so I didn't destroy the paper too much, because I would still like to use that. And I'm wondering, no, that's not going to work, is it? I wanted to, the nice one, they were messing around and finally they posed for me. So I would quite like to use that one like that. I don't know, I want the frame still to be visible. I'm going to have a jiggle around and see how I can work that best. I haven't stuck it down yet, but I think I'm going to go with this. I know it partially covers up the friendship, but it's still visible, and I wanted to use the leaf, so that's there. And I kind of needed something at the side, so I think I'm going to stick everything down like that. So the frame doesn't stand out quite so much, so I've got a watercolor pencil which I'm dipping in water here, and I'm just going to give this little frame a bit of colour just so it stands out a little bit more, like that. I've got this paper here which I've been hacking away at, and I'm going to cut out a few of the bits and pieces on here to add as embellishments. I've ended up just going with that one there, and I love the idea. It's got the staple kind of pieces on there as if it's been stapled, so I've actually gone with my big long reach stapler and I've added staples there. They're in pink, and I've also added the staples on the leaves and in the bottom left corner there. I like the pink as it stands out really nicely. Pretty much finished this page. It's come together really quickly. I've added some of these stickers here, the Maggie Holmes stickers from crepe paper, and there was also a sheet of these in the kit as well. I'm not sure where these are from, so apologies for that, but I've added some of these as you can see, and a couple of the Cocoa Daisy stickers as well. I added them at the bottom here but felt that I needed the balance, so popped them on the top, and that's when the extra butterflies and leaves happened. And I've kind of developed bit of a cluster there unintentionally, but it kind of just happened. I now need some ink splatters, so I'm going to use, I've got a distress stain here. I'm going to do that there and down here. I just really like that contrast. I'm going to go with a slightly darker, this one's called Cotton Candy Metallic. And this one is a much stronger pink, as you can see, and I'm just going to let a few drip down like that, and a couple down here. That's good. And then I'm going to go back to the original green that I used as well. These will take a while to dry, so I would just leave them on my desk. I have a friend due for a coffee in a minute, so I am going to go and get the coffee machine on. That is my layout, and that, for me, that's come together really quickly. There's no doodling, just lots of fussy cutting. Actually, that was the only time consuming thing. I'll take some close-ups for you. I'm going to be really careful with that because I don't want it to drip. I want the drops to stay like that. I hope you've enjoyed that. So don't be scared of the big bold patterns. It has taken me probably a good couple of weeks before I've tackled that, but it was just an idea that came to mind in the shower. For some reason my ideas always come together in the shower, and I'm really glad that I have gone with that. It's completely different to how I would have expected it when I originally first saw that paper, so I'm glad I've played. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Bye.